The teeming city of Beijing may not be the obvious choice for a family vacation, but it turns out it can be a fabulous one, offering up a family adventure no one will ever forget. Wall Street Journal contributor Heidi Mitchell is here to tell us about her recent trip to China's capital with her 3 children, ages 5, 8, and 10. Heidi, that's amazing. You took 3.
That's the reaction I was looking for.
I mean, 3 kids, including a 5-year-old,
right,
to China. That takes a certain amount of bravery.
Well, yeah, I think that for a vacation like that, if your kids have a connection to the place, then it opens up a lot of doors, and they're really interested. So my children were studying Chinese at school, and that just helped make them want to engage. It kind of brought the place to life.
And it brings up such a great point, because at that age, I think especially when you get a little older, 8 and 10, when you think about the ideal family vacation, you want to take them someplace where there's adventure, exposure to another culture, maybe a little immersion and history. Beijing offered all of that.
Yeah, I think we finally have moved past just going on a beach vacation to an all-inclusive kind of place, which we love, but now they're willing to walk a little bit. You know, we're past the stroller mostly, and we can, you know, try new food. And
speaking of new foods, there were a lot of firsts on this trip, including the first time your son ate a scorpion.
Yeah, and his mom.
And you! All right, we're going to roll some video.
First
there he
and
is. There he is. He's setting it up for us. Here we go. There's the fried scorpion. It looks small. Is that actually?
They're only about an inch, thankfully. We saw them in the market, and they were about 5 inches huge, meaty.
Oh, there it goes. What did he say it tasted like?
Cockroach.
Wait, how does he know what a cockroach tastes like?
I said, does it taste like chicken? And he was like, no.
Well, you ate it, so what does it taste like?
It's just really crunchy, you know? I mean, you chew it once and then swallow it and feel
fried.
like, yes, I did it.
It's a vehicle for the fried part.
Absolutely. It comes on a bed of rice crackers. Yeah.
So fabulous. What else did you guys see? What did you do?
So, you know, we did a great, I think we did it well, because we had a company called Remote Lands who really specializes in trips to China especially.
Would you advise when you go to Beijing that you use an outside organizer?
I think especially if there's a language barrier and if there's a cultural difference, it's really great to have somebody on the ground who knows what they're doing, set up enough structure so that you don't feel like you don't know what you're doing the whole time, somebody to guide you from place to place, but then enough room for some serendipity, because the great thing about traveling with kids is that, especially to a place like China, is that they're really adventurers. You know, they're willing to do things that you would never think of doing. Like there was a wedding in our lobby of our hotel, and they just walked right up to it. My daughter wanted to see the bride. You know, and my sons are running up and down the steps at the Summer Palace, and we did the typical things like Tiananmen Square, and then the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, and they couldn't take hours and hours of it the way my husband and I could, but they were willing to. They found nooks and places in it that we wouldn't have probably thought were totally interesting, and to us it became interesting too in a different perspective.
No, it absolutely sounds fabulous, but what about the practical parts of the trip? The hotels, water, smog, all of that. How did you deal with that?
Well, you know, going into it was a little bit blind. We were sort of like, okay, all my Chinese American friends were like, why are you going in August? You're crazy. And so, you know, we just thought, we'll book it. We had the Remote Lands book us a couple of nice hotels, like the Raffles, which was just nicely located. They were good with kids. It wasn't terribly pricey, so if we didn't spend a lot of time there, it wasn't so bad. So I think you want to book your hotels in advance, I think, with children, but we found a place that had a pool, which was awesome, because sometimes, you know, you're not going to go out and see more culture, you're going to go for a dip.
And you have to bring the bottled water. I hope no one got sick.
No, nobody got sick. We ate lots of crazy, interesting foods. The kids have lots of tales to tell. They did lots of bargaining, and they came home with stories, and they still talk about it. They feel really proud of what they did, and so do I.
Heidi, it sounds so fantastic. I think I may be following in your footsteps. I have a young son who's obsessed with China, so I'll be coming back to you.
Kids. Yeah, it's great.
Sounds
I highly
fantastic.
recommend it.
Heidi Mitchell, thank you so much for that.